Hello, I'm Vironz, and today we are talking about Harsh Static Episode 3, Circle the Wagons. Um, it was very much a shopping episode. We got to see Chanel barter and flirt and get plasma grenades, and we got to see a talking Deathclaw. Personally, I was very surprised about the talking Deathclaw. I don't think I've ever encountered a talking Deathclaw in any of the Fallout games. But as far as I know, I only know Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, so I don't know. Maybe it's possible. But honestly, I'm not the only one here. I have Alereg, Legacy, and Solomon. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, Saul, I gotta ask, since you were here on our third episode, what have been some of the high moments of this campaign so far?
Oh, I definitely think one of the high moments was seeing Chanel just continue to barter and flirt and basically work her way through the shopkeepers to get free or very cheap things, showing what she's really, really good at, aside from, explosives. I also really enjoyed the conversation between Dr. Hoffman and the Knights, where we got a little bit more of a view into Dr. Hoffman's backstory, since he's been kind of close to the chest with it.
Yeah, no, it was very nice to see that as well. The whole Brotherhood thing and the Institute as well. It's been sitting on my mind quite heavily. To see what the reactions might be between Hoffman and Termite's character.
Understandably so. Given how, for those who don't know, in the games, the Institute and the Brotherhood of Steel despise each other.
Quite heavily. Now, Legacy, Chanel. You seemed far too happy about getting pulse grenades this last episode. Where did Chanel's obsession with grenades come from? Or your obsession with the grenades come from?
Chanel is a woman on the road. She's got to be able to protect herself. And unfortunately, it's a little bit difficult to shoot a gun and drive a car at the same time. It's a lot easier to just kind of pull the pin and toss. So at first, when she was dabbling with explosives, it was simply to defend herself from rad scorpions on the road. But soon enough, she became obsessed with crafting and building them, and kind of seeing what she can pull together. Here's a little bit of a spoiler for everybody. Chanel's not the smartest girl, but
what do you mean? She's the third smartest in the Mojave Desert.
Yeah, she's the third, fourth, and fifth. But you give that girl the something to do with her hands, and she can, she's really good at fixing and crafting things. So, a bit of the protective element to it, and a bit of a she gets to build her own. She doesn't rely on buying them from shopkeeps.
Getting the pulse grenades were just a pure highlight for her.
Oh, absolutely. That is something that's usually far above what she herself would be capable to do right now. And so the fact that she got to pull together 3 of them that not only would be able to protect them, but it would also be able to stop any the lasers and the barrels, and be able to defend them at a distance. That's what she's the most excited about.
I mean, I'm excited to see it. I'm very excited to see you use them. Now I have a general question for everybody. Which is better, the Sunset Sarsaparilla or Nuka Cola?
I'm gonna have
That's a
to
tough one,
go with
actually.
the Sunset Sarsaparilla, if only because it doesn't irradiate you.
It's true.
Oh.
Nuka Colas are all actually irradiated, and Sunset Sarsaparillas aren't.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also actually would have to go with Sunset Sarsaparilla, but that might also just be because I like Fallout New Vegas as a setting more than I like the ones that focus more on Nuka Cola, which would be like 3 and 4. But also I want to mention that neither of them are exactly great because of the business practices. Because Nuka Cola literally had like highwaymen attacking the trucks of other soda companies to basically make sure they went out of business. While Sunset Sarsaparilla may have been started by two people, and one of them killed the other to keep all the profits for himself.
Classic.
Oh yeah.
So now I'm going to ask this question kind of jokingly. Legacy, is it a contract requirement that you have a dog as a companion in each show?
This is actually my first time having the dog companion in a show. But I do also realize that for the last few shows with HHS, we have had dog companions in them. We aren't contractually obligated. It's just the dog will always win every time.
That is fair. That's
fair.
Totally fair.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Also, I don't think we got Legacy's answer on Nuka Cola or Sunset Sarsaparilla.
Oh, that is true.
Nuka Cola is the best soda company. Guys, help me, the robot's got a gun to my head.
Oh no, it's Marty.
Nah, definitely Sunset Sarsaparilla. Marty, what are you doing in my room? Oh no, no.
Got his clamps. He's got his clamps out.
I like not being irradiated, so you know.
Yeah. Now, Overthinker asks if you could only take one item from the vault. Sorry, don't know where that accent came from. If you could only take one item from the vault, what would it be?
Depends what vault.
Yeah,
That's a fair answer, a fair question. But just in general, I would prefer to take a backpack so I can just carry more stuff that I find, because I'm figuring I'm going to need anything I can grab and keep a hold of.
Yeah, let's say, for example, Vault 33, you know? Just because that does seem to be a little bit central to the group.
I
Honestly,
personally would take a trusty Vault 13 can't.
Damn canteens.
I'd say a Pip-Boy. As kind of basic as they may sound, the fact that it has the VAT system in there, it has an itemized understanding of what's going on with your body, so you can tell, like, oh, I've been poisoned. Hey, this is the poison for it. That sort of thing. That is extremely handy and very useful information to have in a nuclear wasteland. Plus, it also functions as a map, a compass, not a backpack, a light source. Very useful, very handy. Can interact with pretty much any other vault when you're looking out for things. Plus, built-in radio.
Yeah, you got free entertainment with that too. Yeah. That's kind of where I was sitting with it. Is I think I would also take a Pip-Boy just for all of that. And, you got your radio. And which, I mean, you can kind of communicate with others if you want to modify it.
That's true. True enough.
Big iron on repeat on loop.
Just stuck on Big Iron for some reason.
Yep. And it's only because I once saw a TikTok with that song playing in the background, and someone just had a really fat raccoon wearing a cowboy hat stuck to their side.
What is Dr. Sorry, let me rephrase this. Dr. Hoffman is a medical doctor. What is his expertise?
Technically, he'd have 2, because unofficially he majored in 2 different parts of medicine. The first of which was general surgery, and the second of which actually would go into pharmacy. The idea being that if he wanted to, he could have a more breadth of whatever the fuck he wanted to do, especially with a system of, some people need surgeons, sometimes you just need someone to actually make pills. So.
All right. Did he ever did he get his skills through the Brotherhood, or did he get it through from before the war?
Before the war. Yeah. And even then, technically, he didn't actually finish because, the world went to shit. So
more just doctor in name.
Yeah.
All right.
But kind of like with World War II and the medics and the field getting called doc, if you're close and you at least know how to bandage up a wound, you'll start getting called it too. So.
Yeah. So Chanel has a very, wide skill set. Which is your favorite ability or trait that Chanel has?
Probably her barter skill.
We did get to see a lot of that in the last episode.
Yeah. And it's my favorite because she can truly offer up a skill or something that not many people have access to in the Mojave, which is transportation. And so she kind of uses that to her advantage, especially for people who might be looking to expand their businesses. A little bit hard to do it on foot when everybody's trying to gun you down, or you got a bunch of giant ass cockroaches trying to chase after you for dinner. Being able to pull a couple of strings to get things in her favor is something that she's not only really, really good at, but takes pride in doing. Jokingly, I've said I don't think this chick's had to pay full price for something in about 5 years. Whether or not that's actually true, you will hopefully find out later on.
All right. Which would you choose, Vault Life or Raider Life? I should say this definitely goes to everyone as well.
Vault Life, honestly.
Vault Life, yeah. It's more stable. Raider Life could go tits up at any moment.
Mm-hmm.
Especially from some random Vault Dweller coming out.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, okay, so I guess I'm the only one that's going to say Raider Life because I know Vault Life there's a very good chance that it was torturous.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vault-Tec were bastards.
And not to mention, being in a vault, you aren't actually equipped with the skills necessary to survive. And I'm pretty sure one of the games actually calls that out. I mean,
sure. I'm pretty sure that was 3. Sorry for interrupting. Yeah.
No, but I laugh because Carter, who's played by Adariel, is probably one of the prime examples where anything that he has in relation to whatever culture is going on in the world is based off of movies. So that might get him into a little bit of trouble if he refers to somebody as King Kong one of these days.
Yeah, that.
Yikes!
I mean, yeah, that would be.
Yeah. You look
So,
like
I
a
mean,
giant gorilla. The hell's a gorilla?
like King Kong. Oh, fuck is that?
You call me King Kong, but
Uh, so Saul, was there any media outside of the Fallout games that you used for inspiration for this game?
Of course, the most part was the Fallout games, especially New Vegas. But I also, uh, there was a TV series a while back. I can't remember what it was called. I think it might have just been called like Power Blackout or something akin to that, where basically just all the electricity in the world just went away out of nowhere with no warning, and it showed how people were beginning to change to live in that new world, even to the point where it was just like people can't use the machining processes to make ammo, so they're using black powder weapons because it's a lot easier to just print lead balls and find black powder as opposed to making full on like really intricate weapons. And it was just a really interesting view into that, and also westerns, a lot of westerns, because of the setting of New Vegas being in the Mojave, with a whole lot more like cowboy-esque type of themes.
Yeah, they explored that kind of more Western feel in New Vegas, and I would assume that is your primary Fallout game inspiration.
Yes, it is, because it's my favorite.
Which is, surprisingly enough, it is the only one I have not completed. I've barely touched it. I do have it though.
I would recommend it. It's real fun. Kind of clunky because it's based off of the same system as 3, but still good.
Yeah, I think my only problem with it, or my only problem with finishing it, is that I finished 3, and it is very similar to 3, but also it's a lot longer, and at the time I just couldn't do that.
That's fair. It is significantly bigger and story-wise longer than 3 is.
Yeah. So now we're going to move on to our next segment, drinking our cups. Unfortunately, this one's just going to be a bit short, as there honestly there wasn't all that much going on other than just bartering and, selling, and it was a shopping episode. Except for the fact that we got to see a fucking Deathclaw talking to people.
Yep.
What inspiration was behind making that Deathclaw, and how the hell was it able to communicate?
So the funny thing is that is actually something that is in the world of Fallout. That comes all the way back from Fallout 2. In the West Coast Fallout games, especially in Fallout 2, which dealt more with the Enclave, had actually worked to try to make a alteration of Deathclaws to have a smaller race of them that was sentient and intelligent. So that way they would just have essentially big killing machine soldiers that they could utilize. But the Deathclaws rebelled against them and went to actually try to help people. But then the Enclave went and tried to wipe them out. A lot of them got killed, except for a few, including the albino Deathclaw they met called Gorus, who was actually a companion you could get in Fallout 2.
Really?
Oh yeah, and he was really strong, except for the late game because you couldn't fit him with armor, so he would get torn apart by late game weaponry. But yeah,
All right.
he was a Deathclaw who actually was more smarter than most people in the Fallout universe.
Wow. I genuinely, I am really quite surprised. So are you able to go? Is there a way you were able to go into more detail about like how he was able to communicate?
If I remember right, I believe is that they like literally surgically changed the vocal cords of a Deathclaw to make it so that it was capable of human and like actual like sentient speech.
Okay. Now I gotta ask, because this is how how you all wrapped up the episode last week. What are some of your fears of Vault 25, and what are you anticipating with it?
Honestly, my fear isn't necessarily what's in there. It's what might not be in there. We're going to this vault with the assumption that this guy is there, and we'll have things waiting for us when we get there. What if he's not there, but he's planning some sort? I should not be saying this out loud in front of our storyteller. But like, what if he's like not there, right? And he's planning some sort of like ambush for us the moment that we try to get into the vault, like an outside hit.
Oh, yeah, that would be scary. It just he has like spies and he knows you're coming.
Mm-hmm. Robot spies. Robo spy.
Robo spies in disguise.
Marty.
It would be Marty's fault.
Even worse, he somehow got a hold of Fisto. Ugh.
Oh God, no.
Jeez. I don't. See, my big fear for Vault 25, honestly, is that we get there, and that as soon as we step in through the door, we're going to be either like locked in, and then the air is going to get drained, because to hell with us at that point, or some sort of poison is going to get added in, or like toxic radiation barrels are going to tipped over, or whatever else, because robots don't care about that shit. So
I can feel Solomon taking notes from here.
So what I'm hearing is I need to like add a sound effect of him like just scribbling,
Yeah.
just
Possibly.
writing down notes.
yeah, there are a number of various ways to make a section of like, just even a start of a vault uninhabitable for someone to try and assault it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that initial, like, let's say like Fallout 4, how the vault opens up and so on and so forth, and let's say it's the one that's right next to Sanctuary Hills. If it's something like that where it's a descent, how do we get out? It's not a fast climb out. Once we're down in there, we're down in there, and there is no escaping. So if the machine, let's say, that takes us back up breaks, well, only way forward is literally going forward. There's no way to just go around, no way to go back, no way to tunnel our way out of there. We don't have the tools for that. So all the mastermind, I guess, behind this would have to do is just make the next area, so literally the doorway from where you grab the jumpsuits to the doorway that you first walk through to go to the cryo chambers for that 101 vault, just make that area shut down and you're screwed because you can't get past it. There's no terminals there. The doors are locked. Well, you fucked.
Yeah. So after hearing their theories, Saul, how excited are you for next week's for this upcoming episode?
Oh, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see how everything just plays out, how they react to the threats at hand, as well as Dr. Testridge as a whole. I'm especially really excited to see if they make it there to the actual full final confrontation, because I have things planned to make that a good fight, but also to have some more puzzly elements that they could use to like help them out.
Well,
Oh boy, puzzles. I'm very excited.
Yeah. I'm also
Prize in 5 intelligence.
Because
Yikes.
everyone is so, great at like being smart. Everyone's so smart in this group. We have the third most intelligent person from the Mojave Desert.
and
Yeah,
and the first most intelligent puppy.
Yeah.
Yep. Funny enough, Maisie's got a higher intelligence score than Chanel.
It's true.
Well,
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's New Vegas, so you have to be used to animals being more intelligent than humans. In New Vegas, one of the biggest memes is that the main evil faction, being Caesar's Legion, the head of it, Caesar himself, has an intelligence of 4, whereas most animals have an intelligence of 5 in the game files.
Well,
So-
frankly, I would also say, in the real world, I have also seen animals smarter than people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't take much to be smarter than a human.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Like, by instinct, animals are smarter in the land around them than we are. Like, an animal's adaptability to survive in their conditions are like miles greater than ours because they have the intelligence to go off of their natural instincts. Meanwhile, I've heard women complain that it is too cold for them when they're wearing a tank top in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to move us on to the Spilling the Tea segment. This section is a bit freeform with questions tailored towards WTF moments of the episode, controversies, rumors, hints of love interests, etc. In this section, we'll invite the guests to ask each other pressing hard questions that they may have, or to ask questions of us as the interviewers. I'm gonna actually let you guys lead this one because my WTF parts of the episode were already answered about the Death Claw.
Fair enough.
All right. I got a question for Alereg.
Okay.
How does Doc feel about how does the doctor feel about Chanel? Don't answer this too fast, Alric.
Sorry, having to get in character here. I like to make sure that I get this proper.
He's trying to find the nicest way possible to be like, she's a fucking idiot.
The thing is, it's not just that as the other thing, though.
Oh, wow.
I'd say that would describe her as she has a kind heart. She is good with explosives. A little bit gung-ho. But honestly just tries her best. And bless her heart when she doesn't try.
Now, what does Chanel think of the Good Doctor?
Oh, man. Here's the thing, is like Chanel doesn't really have a mean-spirited heart in her, like she tries to see like the good and everything. She thinks that he is phenomenal at his job. Is really good at patching, especially because she had to use his services once already. Very good at patching up. Would probably keep him away from the explosives.
Yeah, to be fair. Yeah. There's that one time.
Yeah. It's how I put it is everybody in the groups got what they're good at. Obviously, some of us play to our strengths really well. Some of us tend to play to our strengths very interestingly. But she is aware that he is probably one of the smartest people that she knows and has a lot of respect for him on that. Is a little confused why he's so buddy with the Brotherhood of Steel. But you know, she, like I said, Chanel's probably a bit of an oddball in the Mojave, because she's got a if not a heart to love a lot of people, the means to make a lot of people like her, and at least 2/5 of those means are Maisie the dog. So nothing really mean. She is just aware to let him play to his strengths and not to try to play into hers.
I would also say an addendum to what he also thinks of her. He thinks that she's also now starting to be a little bit more of a man killer, if you will.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Than what he's used to from her.
That Black Widow perk.
Like, I see. Or not Arthur.
I've got plans for Chanel. Chanel's gonna be a bisexual icon if we level up.
Oh boy. Well, so much for the lesbian biker. It's not just the bisexual biker.
Oh yeah. Listen, I built her to charm.
And that means charming everyone.
Yes.
It's that main instead of the bye bye baby. It's gonna be bye bye babe.
What else would it be?
Solomon.
Yes.
When does Chanel get her bike?
Probably at the beginning of next season.
How did I know?
Oh, are we confirming that we're getting another season of Harsh Static?
Possibly.
Well, this is the spilling of the tea, so it's about the right time for it.
Yeah. Are we seeing season 2 of Fallout?
I would love it, because I just love running this system and the system as a whole, and these players, because I think this is a really great group for it. A mix of people who are fans of Fallout and people who don't know too much about Fallout, so I can appeal to both.
Fallout Harsh Static Season 2. Wanting to set the world on fire.
Yeah. That's one thing I actually really enjoyed about getting the group that I have together. It's people like Legacy, who's learning a little bit more about Fallout with like having played Fallout 4, and then I got them into Fallout New Vegas. And then there's people like Alereg, whose favorite games are like the first 2 Fallouts and Fallout Tactics, and then hasn't played too much of 3, 4, or New Vegas. So it's a learning experience for both of them, but I'm able to appeal to what both of them know, going either direction of newer games and older games, because I've played all of them.
Yep. And then alongside those who wish to join, I'm going to be probably streaming more of that New Vegas run that I was going through. And I know that there's a couple of listeners to After Dawn who know exactly what I mean when I say it's going to be an explosion of fun.
Oh no.
Yep.
The ants all over again.
Yep, the damn ants. Why did they explode this time? What weapon are you using? Fuck!
What weapon is your companion using? God damn it! Okay, so we had the Hoffman. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. The Hoff. It's Dr. the Hoff. Dr. Hoffman and Chanel talk about each other. Hey, Solomon.
Oh boy.
Which one of the player characters is your favorite?
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh,
You
Player
motherfucker.
character.
Favorite player character. God damn it.
I won.
Who's your favorite child? Who's your favorite
Yeah.
child?
Which one of
You
us
know-
is the redheaded stepkid?
You know what? Fuck you both. My favorite is Jason Carter because he's such a fucking loon.
I love it.
Fair.
I'll accept it.
Yeah, that just happens sometimes. What do you mean a random gunslinger showing up with a 44 Magnum just happens sometimes?
My absolute favorite thing was we were on our break, and I had brought up the fact that that Carter is my mysterious stranger, and then we got into the whole talk of what happens if I take that perk. Does Carter just rip through a portal and then rip out of a portal and come back, or?
It's a good question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
An alternate dimension.
alternate dimension
Carter comes in
Yeah.
wearing
Shit.
a fully black suit instead of a full white suit.
Yeah. Who's your favorite character, Alereg?
Oh, jeez. Of the four of us, or just of the
Yeah,
characters
of
in
the
general?
PCs.
If I say it's my own, I'm going to be probably being called out favoritism. How about this? Of the three others, no offense to Termite, but it's got to be between Carter and Chanel. Chanel just for the quirkiness and like can-do charm that she brings, but Carter's got some nice class, and also he rolls with the punches really well. Just meeting that brand new Nuka robot who he had no clue what it was, what it did, just like, all right, I'll try it out. Let's see how this goes. What the fuck you mean, just try it out? Let's see how this goes. Usually that ends badly in a Fallout world. All right. Yeah, I'd say it's between the two of you, and I don't know if I can decide which.
That's fair. Like I said, Carter, for me, it's probably between Carter. I don't know. I like all. I like all four of the characters.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be very conceited if I said Chanel, but I really only like Chanel because she's got the dog.
Yeah, I was gonna say mine is Maisie.
Yeah, Maisie's not a PC.
It's not PC.
I
That's
mean,
the issue.
no, actually, no. But she's one god dang very convincing SPC. I'm very happy that we got such a proper voice actor for her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, just such a great voice actor. Yeah, I would.
Haley's doing her best.
Just phenomenal.
Yeah, I would definitely go for Chanel in my case because I do love a crazy bisexual. And Chanel is definitely a crazy bisexual.
Absolutely valid.
Different kind of spilling the tea there. All right.
I mean, I'm just being honest here. So,
Just teasing.
yeah, who doesn't love a good crazy bisexual?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Sure.
Especially the good crazy, not the absolute crazy. This is the excellent crazy. Before we learned that Chanel's like grand benefactor when she was growing up was Doc Brown or something like that, and that's where she gets it from.
Oh no. I actually have a question. Since we talked about favorite PCs, I know that y'all haven't interacted with a lot of the NPCs. What's your favorite NPC so far?
Mine's Forecaster.
Another toss-up for me.
I feel like Forecaster matches Chanel's vibe. That or Alex.
For me, it's Goris or Alex, because Alex, that vibe of just, God damn it, not this woman again. All right, what do you want?
Yeah,
I feel that in my soul.
It's
Like I'm trying to make money here.
It's Oh God, I love it and hate it when she comes around.
Like, oh no, her. All right, just accept it. All right, hey, what can I get for you to do today? What do you want?
Yeah, Alex for me.
Which one's yours, Saul?
Oh, you know how I like wacky characters, so it's got to be Marty.
Fucking
Marty's
robot.
just a fun little guy.
He's just a fun little capitalist.
He's a Protectron, but Protectrons aren't exactly small.
Now, technically, remember, he's a Nukatron.
Listen, I don't care what he is. He gave Chanel a piece of key lime pie, okay?
The only piece of key lime pie in the wasteland.
He's a Protectron cook. So, I mean, there's a very big difference.
Yes. But even then, that doesn't make him a little guy.
Yeah, no, he's not. I was picturing very human-sized.
I think Protectrons come to like 2 inches above like 6 foot, I want to say.
Around there, yeah. I will remind everyone that I described him as a refrigerator on legs.
Yeah. He's built, so. But
he's a walking, talking food truck at best.
Just for sheer giggles, his tag skills are barter, survival, because Rebels was used for cooking, and unarmed.
Ah.
We should have just brought him to the robot fight.
Wow.
Just create Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Yes.
How does he tenderize the meat? Unarmed fighting, duh.
Pum, pum, pum.
Yeah. I mean, how else how do you tenderize your meat?
I mean, usually with a hammer.
What conversation is this?
Talking about tenderizing steaks right now.
This is exactly what BP had in mind when she put you two in the same group.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I mean, so far, unlike last time we had Legacy and Alereg on the show at the same time,
God.
this has not gone on to After Dark so much.
They've been trying to be good.
Yeah, we're behaved. Mostly.
We're trying to, at least.
What? What?
I mean, we were talking about beating meat earlier, but...
Yeah, beating meat, and then I think I brought up Fisto.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That took me a minute. I had to keep my
voice. Did you Google that one?
Oh, no, I did not. Anyway, if nobody has anything else to ask.
Help.
That's not a question. That's more of a demand.
Yeah, that's just a begging.
That's my weekly begging to the audience. Help.
Well,
I actually have a question.
Yes, please.
Do either of you have any dream weapons or dream gear for your characters to find?
Grenade launcher.
It's fair.
Give me, please.
As odd as this may sound, I want to make a Gatling Tesla gun.
Heavy weapons. All right.
The thing doesn't actually exist because, like, the Tesla coil that does exist in Fallout 4 is a 4-round magazine, like single shot sniper rifle sort of thing gun. But then it arcs. So, think Gatling laser version of that.
I'm gonna say I'm not that my opinion matters too much in what's going to be featured, but the Fat Man.
Someone's always got to get the Fat Man.
Now, is that the regular Fat Man, or is that the MRRV Fat Man?
Oh God, not the experimental MIRV. No.
Well, I mean, I could also say the Nuke launcher, but that's from the Nuka World add-on.
It's true.
Yes. The MIRV launcher is just from default Fallout 4.
It's also from default Fallout 3. It was a special weapon as opposed to a one that you made where you just would fire 7 mini nukes at once.
Yep. Yes. But I would love to see somehow Chanel get her hands on the Fat Man.
I don't think she has heavy weapons.
I don't. So that's the thing about Chanel. Her skill set is spread wide on support. She's only got explosives for combat. That might change in the near future. But I wanted her to be an extremely explosive heavy, which is why I'm just like, I mean, if we can get a grenade launcher on a Fat Man, then she's unstoppable. And that also sounds slightly terrifying.
Yes.
A little bit.
Mm.
I was actually kind of surprised that the good doctor wasn't interested in getting a syringer.
Oh, yes.
It's interesting, but his aim is just bad enough that he might hit an ally with the wrong shit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the syringer does technically use small guns. So
yeah. But if we did get a Fat Man, it'd probably be the doc using it, as scary as that sounds.
Does he have heavy weapons?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And I think it's a tag skill, actually, for him.
I'm a healer, but just ready's a minigun.
I can bring it up for like 2 seconds. Give me a second here. I'll pull it up. I can actually tell you then if it's actually a tag skill or not. But yeah, he's got heavy weapons. Oh, that I remember.
It's a little horrifying.
Yep, big guns, tagged.
Oh, God.
All right. Well, if there's nothing more,
I don't think so.
I'm good. I just wanted to see what their thoughts were about gear or weapons.
Weapons.
Weapons? There's no H there.
Don't worry about it.
What do you mean? Thank you for listening. These episodes are dropped on Thursdays at noon for the $5 plus tier. They are also released to the public 1 month later, so think about subscribing to Patreon if you're not already. And so you could be up to date with our talk news for Hallowed Haven Studios. Goodbye.
I'm going to have to do a whipping on you.
Bye.